Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are looking at this Ivanki FusionDock Pro 2. Now this FusionDock Pro 2 was sent over. Ivanki asked me if I would review it, if I'd take a look at it, if I'd check it out, and I said yes. So this is not sponsored, but this is provided free of charge so that I might check it out. I don't have multiple monitors per se. I have two monitors, but this is actually a 49-inch that is two monitors in one. So you can set it up as dual monitors or a single monitor. And I also have a 8K screen behind me that I use too sometimes. So let's open this box up and get a look at it right now. This is the FusionDock Pro 2 triple monitor solution for MacBook. Designed for Mac OS, 20-port connectivity, triple 4K at 60 Hz setup. And that sounds promising. I'm excited to check this out. It's a brand new release, and I was happy that they contacted me and asked me if I wanted to check it out. So let's open it up right now. We have the instruction manual, all the paperwork. We have the power brick, and as usual, it is a hefty power brick. We have a box for cables. It is the connection for the power cord to hook up the power brick. We have the unit, this hub, 20-in-1, and under the bottom of everything, we have another cable. Now this will be the upstream cable for your laptop, USB-C to USB-C. Very nice and robust. And let's see. Looks like it's a little bit over 3 feet long there. It is a input 100 to 240 volts at 50 to 60 hertz, 2.5 amps. Output is 24 volts at 7.5 amps, 180 watts. So that's the total combined for your power delivery, charging your MacBook. So right off the bat, let's get it. Oh, there we go, right there. We got it. If you had your fingernail, get it underneath there. You can get it like that. Pull it out there. And it is very nice. It's got a shiny beveled edge on it. And the front of it has an on-off switch, a headphone / microphone port, micro SD card slot, an SD card slot, USB-A 5 gigabits, 3 of those, a USB-C 10 gigabits on the front, and a USB-C 5 gigabits on the front. Switching to the back, we have the 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, the DC voltage in to power up the unit. We have HDMI 2 or DisplayPort 2, so you can select either or. Can't use them both at the same time, just a selection for the type of cable you want to run. You got a DP1, HDMI 1, and you have HDMI and a USB 2.0 port. You have another USB 2.0 and you have a USB 10 gigabit per second port. Now this is your USB-C to the laptop, so that's going to the laptop. And here's a 20-watt power delivery port coming out of the back to charge your phone. It has a nice shiny bevel around the edge, which looks very premium. It is brushed on top. Feels like it's all aluminum. Doesn't feel like plastic. Very nice hefty cable to power up your laptop, put power into it. Here is the cable for the power brick. So it has the typical connector that goes into the power brick, just like that, and this goes to the hub. Let's see what the papers look like, what the instructions and everything. Ivanki does some very premium stuff, and they have so many selections you can make. This is for the FusionDock Pro triple monitor solution for MacBook, and here's your quick manual. Please read this before use. Let's take a look inside here. You've got all the information you need. Quick manual is one that folds open and get you set up right away. And you do have to install a driver in order to use these other DisplayPort connections. Visit supportdisplaylink.com and click on download drivers in the top left corner. Scroll down after entering the download page and select the corresponding Mac operating system. Select the latest driver version to be downloaded. Open the folder, click the driver to install it. After installation, you can choose launch automatically after login in the software settings, and you won't need to run the software manually after restarting. For Mac OS, the app will require a screen recording permission to capture pixels and send them to your external monitors. It will not be used for other purposes, and your privacy will be secured. If you are installing this driver for the first time, please follow the steps below for authorization. We are checking out the FusionDock Pro 2 with 3-monitor setup. Now I have a 4K on the left side, 4K on the right side, 1080p on the top, but it will run this 8K TV in 4K. So we are looking at the FusionDock Pro 2. Now I left this out on I left all the cables out so that you can see everything, how it works. You can tidy up cables after, after when you're done, but this is for clarity, to show you what's going on here. So I have, coming into my 49-inch monitor, I'm using it as a dual screen, dual monitors. So I have one DisplayPort cable coming in, one HDMI cable coming in, and we are going over here to the FusionDock Pro 2. Now I have the Stream Deck going into the Pro 2. I have my MacBook M4 Pro going into the FusionDock Pro 2. I have many connections. I've got 2 camera capture cards going into the Pro 2. This one, which is the Elgato 4K Cam Link, and I have this one in the back, which is just a standard 1080p. I have the Rode microphone USB. This is the XDM100 coming into the FusionDock Pro 2 right here. This is the Stream Deck coming in. This is power going to this LED light right here. So that takes care of the front of it right there. I have an open port down here. I have a micro SD card slot, and I have a SD card slot. I have the illuminated on and off switch. And going to the back here. Now to the back we've got power coming in. We have HDMI. This is the DisplayPort connection coming in from the monitor, going out to the monitor, that is. This is the HDMI port going out to the monitor. This is a USB-C data cable coming in. This is HDMI going up to the 1080p monitor. This is my generic capture card that's 1080p for one camera. And this is to the MacBook, charging up the MacBook and sending all the data to the MacBook. So the audio port I have plugged into the MacBook. My audio system gives me a buzz when I use the audio port on the front of this Ivanki. Now it could be my audio because I'm using an old-fashioned stereo from years ago with a pretty big amplifier for a desktop. So I find it's just as easy to put it in over here and I get a clean audio. So that is the cable setup. This is the power brick. Now, like I said, this is all just to show you all the stuff that's going in here, because many times you just see a dock and you see stuff, but the whole reason for a dock in my mind is when life gets complicated and you want to connect different things like this Stream Deck, and you want to connect camera cards, camera capture cards. So like this camera up here is capturing right there. You can see it on the monitor. And this camera over here is capturing right there. You can see it on the monitor. And that is all going in through the FusionDock Pro 2, going from the FusionDock Pro 2 to the M4 Pro, MacBook Pro, M4 Pro. And this is my dual display setup. Now I have it set up in separate. This is one 4K screen and this is one 4K screen. Now you could run it all together, but this will not, FusionDock Pro 2 will not run this in the 5K. But 5K is kind of small. If you run it very small, you get really small text and it's hard to read. So you need to step it down a little bit so that the icons and everything are kind of big, at least with my eyesight. So up here, I got the 32-inch curved monitor from Samsung, and it's 1080p. So this is my 3-monitor setup, my microphone setup, all going through all of these cables, all these connections on the FusionDock Pro 2. And let me show you some things that I like. One thing is, I like this power button. It's instant. Now watch the monitors. If you can see them, I'm going to turn this power button off. Now, everything's off. All my monitors are off. Now I like being able to come into my desktop and press this button. When I press that button, the monitors wake up pretty fast. And let's give it a test here. So we just woke up the laptop, we just woke up the monitors, and monitor on the right, the top monitor, and there's the second monitor on the left. So that's what I do. I shut this off right here, and then when I come in, I hit that, bump that switch, and then everything wakes up. So the power comes on to everything, and then I'm not wasting electricity when I'm not using it. And I really like that. I like that feature. So having said all of that, the only thing that I came across was the buzz from my audio system. And the other thing, when I'm recording a screenshot, I get a transparent, when I'm doing text, I get like a transparency on the text. So I have to record the text that's on this display over here on the laptop. If I do a screen record from this screen, for some reason, I don't know, the refresh rate or something gives me the text kind of looks like it's, the opacity is kind of, you can almost see through it. The text is a little bit weak. So in order to do the text, I like to use the text from the laptop. I record that screen when I'm doing OBS. So let me show you how this works. So let me drag this screen over to here, and got this on this screen over here. So now I'm looking at the camera up here. We're recording on here, and we are recording in that upper corner. So if I go widescreen, let me see if I try this out. We're going to go full screen. Now we are full screen, and this is OBS right here. And we're going to be switching right here from this to this to this, and we're going to do a record right here. So down here, when I hit the record, you're going to see it start recording. So we are going to hit it, and we are recording. So now we are recording, and we are recording both cameras at the same time. So we're going to cycle through them. This is the main camera right here. This is the camera and the screen that's on my laptop. And this is the both cameras with the overlay one camera up in the upper left corner. So you saw it. I switched it right here to here to here. And we'll show you that. We're going to go here, here, and here. Back to the main screen. And this is the record button. So down here, you can see that OBS is recording. And we are going to stop the recording right here. 1, 2, 3. We have stopped the recording. Now that the recording is stopped, I don't have to download any, I don't have to take the SD cards out. I don't have to do anything. It's already done. It's right over here in this file right here on this screen right here. Let me open it up. We'll make it full screen right here. And I'm sure the color is probably going to look off because of this, my cell phone video, but here we go. We are going to play it back. And we are recording. So now we are recording, and we are recording both cameras at the same time. So we're going to cycle through them. This is the main camera right here. This is the camera and the screen that's on my laptop. And this is the both cameras with the overlay one camera up in the upper left corner. Okay, so I'm going to close out that screen right there. And we are back to the screen. So there's my triple monitor setup and my laptop setup, all playing through the FusionDock Pro 2. You've seen all the connections. You've seen how nice the box looks. Now, I don't leave this on my desk. I put my stuff down here. So my gadgets and wiring all goes down here on top of that. So this is only out here for demonstration purposes to show you all my cables will disappear, all that'll be gone, and it'll be a nice setup. But it's just here to show you what we are looking at right at the moment. And while we're here looking at the desktop, I want to show you this charging station that Ivanki sent over. It has it flips down. You can adjust the angle. This is for iPhone. You can put your Apple Watch right here. You can put your earbuds on the top part of it in the back here. So you can do 3-in-1. You can charge your watch, you can charge your AirPods, and you can put your phone here, charge it wirelessly, and it's magnetic. So it is nice. It's also a night light. So it has a nice light there that lights up and works really good. And I've been using it with my Android phone, and I've had no issues with it. The case that I have, it sticks to this really strongly. In fact, it will pick up the whole unit off of the thing. And having said that, this is weighted really good, so it feels really good. It doesn't want to tip over. Works really nice. For those of you that have stayed this long, I got a few tips for you. If you use the DisplayLink driver with Sequoia 15.6.1, you might run into a problem where the screen only does mirroring and you can't separate your extra monitors. That's something I ran into. I had to do some research, and one person had noted that they did an upgrade to Sequoia and it solved their problem. So that led me to start searching because my laptop didn't say there was any updates available. So I went to the Apple store and I looked under Sequoia, and they had a 15.7.2 version. So I downloaded that, and that took care of my mirroring problem because I had the two screens, but they were only showing what the main screen was showing. I couldn't do a separation. So that was one little glitch that I ran into. And then the other glitch, I'm not going to call it a glitch. The Pro 2 wasn't picking up my 1080p monitor. I had to do some research on that, and I found out that the 1080p needed to be plugged into the main HDMI, the native HDMI on the back of the Pro 2, and then the other two, HDMI 1 and 2, I plugged in the 49-inch monitor in the two separate halves. So it was not playing the HDMI. It wasn't showing the 1080p screen, and it may be because they're different resolutions. I don't know, but the deal turned out to be simple. All I needed to do was plug in HDMI, the primary one, to the 1080p screen, and use the other two on HDMI 1 and DP2, or whichever one I'm using, 1 and 2. So there's two notes for you guys. Make sure you're updated to 15.7.2 on Sequoia, and make sure if you're having monitor issues, move your plugs around until you find out the plugs which work. Make sure you're on the HDMI. If the screen's not working, try plugging it into the main HDMI instead of 1 and 2. Now, it isn't about Stream Deck per se or any of the things that I'm using OBS. The deal is, when life gets complicated and you need more connections, that's why you need a dock that has more connections. Now, I'm not running my main drive. I'm doing all my work on a external drive, if you follow my channel. That's plugged into the MacBook M4 Pro directly. I was using it on the Macs, but now that I've switched over to this one that is not Thunderbolt 5 or Thunderbolt 4, I'm not running the hard drive, the external drive, through that dock, because I have, as I showed you, I have a lot of things, these two cameras and audio and stuff, that need to go through the dock anyway. So there you have it, guys. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.